Hello guys, so we got a new character creator today. It's kinda similar to Vroid, but it's I guess more simpler because you don't need really any artistic skill. Everything's in here. Vroid would of course be a little more, I guess, your own. This one, it has like all the clothing and stuff. You can mix the clothing, different pants with different tops and do different accessories. And the hair looks pretty good too. You can change the front hair and the back hair. So you can have like a ponytail with like some other fronts and so on basically. So this program is called V-katsu or 3D Simulator. I mean, what? Uh, anyway, uh, everything is gonna be in Japanese when you install it. We're gonna first install the English patch. Then we're gonna install the exporter. This will export our model. And the other thing is just an add-on to make everything work. So I'll quickly go through what V-katsu is first. So you can see everything here is the face. This is the body sliders, so yeah. Uh, Hair, clothing, accessories, your avatar's name, and then poses, and this is, oh yeah, presets. You can do different presets for this. So if you want to, you can go select the preset. I'll go select her, for example. And yeah, let's say you make an avatar, and then you just click export. When you click export, it will export the model you created onto your C drive. So anyway, let's get started. So when we open up VCalc for the first time, this is what you're gonna see. It's all in Japanese, and if you don't know Japanese, you're gonna be needing to install the English plugin. Now, I'm gonna make it very simple for you guys. I already have everything put together, so all you need to do is when you go to your Steam, click Properties and Local File. All you have to do, download my package, my folder that I put together. This is obviously not made by me, but I put it together. And then just launch Katsu again. And as you see, not 100% going to be in English, but 90% of this is going to be in English. So as you're going to see now, it's going to take a little bit, but while it's doing that, if you already have the English patch, you can just drag the export TTL out into your package. If you already have the English patch. So this is what I got. And as you see, English. Some of them are not English. So you would have to experiment with that. And yeah, uh, this is how you install the plugins. Quite easy. And now we're just gonna pick um, an avatar that's already made. Let's say this one. We made an avatar. Ta-da! Not mine, obviously. First thing we do is disable blinking, and then we click this export. So now it's going to take a little bit of time, and now it's exported. So now if you go to your C drive. Uh, where is it? C drive. You see this folder and just this random number 9:30 p.m. as you see 9:30 p.m. down below. And here you go. Here's going to be all your textures. And this is going to be the actual model. Okay, so now we're gonna go into Blender. Alright, so now that we're in Blender, um, we're gonna delete all of this stuff that's in here. And you're gonna need to download another plugin if you don't have it. It's called Cats. If you already have it, that's great. If you don't, link down below, and the link will have the tutorial as well with the download on how to install this. And when you install this, you go to optimization and install the optimization thing. So it'll be like something materials, something like that. But download, install it. You won't, of course, regret downloading it because it's quite a useful tool as well. Anyway, import. Now we're gonna find our file and of course model PMX. Import. It's gonna take a little bit of time. And now there's gonna be some issues with this model. I will make another video on replacing the head because there's going to be obviously issues because this model is not meant to be taken out of Katsu. But if you watch the tutorial fully, I can show you how to fix some issues. There's still going to be maybe one or two issues that you might want to wait until the next video. But if you cannot wait and you want an avatar now, yeah, let's just do this then. Fix the model. Maybe you learn something new as well. So, click Fix Model is the first thing you'll be doing, which will remove all these unnecessary floating bones for no reason. I guess all these bones are for longer skirts and stuff like that, but yeah. Anyway, as you see, V-katsu is kinda weird with the bones, but the only issue is the face. As you see, the face is kinda scuffed. This is kinda why I wanna do a second video on basically chopping her head off and putting a new one on. Keeping the hair, but changing the face basically with V-roid. But that's for another video. We'll be fixing this one. Alright. Now go to edit mode, which will be your tab. And the next thing you want to do is press L. There we go. And now when you pressed L, this move tool, and drag back. Make sure your key shape is on basis. It's going to be kind of important when you're doing key shapes. Make sure you're on basis. That's basically going to be your key shape for the base. How it's going to look standard. If you're going to be on a different key shape, It's gonna be editing that key shape and it's gonna mess things up. Right, I'm gonna time lapse this. Alright, now that we have our things out of our eyes, which is basically like heart emote, this horror face emote, whatever that is, and another horror face emote. But yeah, you basically get it. Those are like eye emotes. Anyway, now how to make them a key shape. I'm gonna just do one, so this video won't be too long. So how you do it? Go out of edit mode. Just press tab again. Click the plus and name it whatever. I'll name it heart, eye, oh, caps or whatever you can do. And go back to edit mode. And now get the eye or the heart or whatever you're editing. It's a little bit awkward, but yeah. Uh, get the heart and the other heart too. Right, I think those are the hearts. And now we move them back. Alright, there we go. Heart eyes. Now, if you don't want to do this, if you don't want these emotes, you can always press the delete key and then click this to delete if you don't want these. And then press tab. So obviously, the hearts are going to go back into the head because we just made a key shape. So when you, the heart eye, now if we click 1, which is maximum, boom, we have our hearts. This is how you make key shape for expressions. Obviously, you can move anything you want. If you want, you can do weird stuff like move your nose with the key shape. But this is how you make key shapes. Now if we go back to 0, it's gonna go back in our head. Alright. Alright, so now for next step we wanna do is making sure that everything looks good. Now we can see there's a little bit of clipping, there's some skin clipping through. V-katsu is not perfect. There's the bra clipping through. You can see the nipples. But yeah, so we click on the body, and now for these, press L for area select. Boom, boom, delete. Now there's gonna be skin under here. Our nipples are peeking through. And delete. Alright, so that's good. Now we have deleted our cups because they're clipping through. Obviously, we don't see the skin underneath, so it doesn't matter if we deleted it. And now for this, click L delete the skin. We don't need that skin either. L again. Alright, now it highlighted our neck. This is obviously visible. We don't want this to be deleted, so we click the double faces and we press C for the circle, press the middle mouse button and deselect all of this and delete. Gonna make sure everything is good. Alright, yeah, the skin is still here. Okay, so as you see, it's all good. Of course, if you look down our neck, you can't see a hole, but we can go Control Z. And I'll just erase a little bit more. Delete. Here we go. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, now it looks like we have a little bit of clipping here too. So yeah, I'm gonna quickly go through this now. Some things I may miss, some things I may not. Uh, this white shirt is clipping through. Okay, so alright, we got the shirt. Over here, it's going through, so just deselect over here, because we need that. And I'll go here, and try to select the shirt. And deselect here, delete. Alright, that looks good. There's no more clipping anywhere. Uh, well, a small clipping. I'll also show you another technique. Is when you click a vertex that you want to move. So you can either move it like this, and now it's hidden, or you can press O, and then when you click and you scroll up to make the circle smaller. So as you see, everything in the circle gets pulled kind of with it. As you see, everything kind of gets pulled. So there's also that technique. But of course, we're pulling also the white shirt. So we're just gonna do this. And fix it up. Alright, that looks good. Oh. Alright, as I said before, make sure you're in the correct key shape. I did a mistake here. And now I'm gonna have to undo. Alright, we go back to the very top. So when moving vertex groups, make sure you're on base. Alright, now when we go out of object, it stays like that. Alright, Now that we have everything done, it seems nothing is clipping. Now for the next part, we're gonna be doing optimization because obviously you want to optimize your model so it's less impactful on your GPU. The less materials you have, the less draw calls you have. The less draw calls you have, the less impact your GPU will have. I recommend having no more than 4, 5-ish. That's like the maximum you want. Over 5, you will start to see some impact. Maximum maybe 8. So I'm gonna do roughly 2 or 3 materials. Alright, so first thing we're gonna be doing, looking at our model. So I wanna, let's see, add a crazy effect or add some shine effect like Mad Cat. I'll show you how to do that. Like these horns are kind of boring looking. I'll be honest here. The hair looks. hmm, I'll give you a texture for the hair. Don't worry. And the earring, it looks. It's just white. It's just a solid color. We're gonna make it all bling golden. Uh, I'll also provide the download link to all the different effects you can add, which will be later shown in Unity. Alright, so now that we looked at our model and saw what we want to do for like effects and stuff, um, we want to go and search for our things that we want to do. Okay, I found my horns and it's also the earrings. So, okay, so I don't really mind whatever this is. Looks kind of weird. Or, yeah. Well, that I think that is meant to be white, so we'll deselect those. And we'll deselect the earrings. Now only the horns are going to be highlighted. So to separate the horns from this material, click the plus, click assign, click new, double click material, type in horns, for example, or bunny ears, or whatever you're going to be doing. And now the next thing we're going to do is earrings. Now we're gonna just deselect. As you see, now if we select on the horns, we can select the horns. Now if we go back to moon, our horns are no longer highlighted. Deselect those things again and make a new material. Click new, earring, and assign. Now we deselect. Okay, looks like we did not also select one of the things. We forgot to, which is my mistake. Make sure when you have when you're doing this, make sure you double tap A, which is to select everything. Double tap it again, to deselect everything. And now, okay, so we're good. It's like I made any mistake. I guess I clicked it by accident. So next thing we want to do is also the hair. The hair does not actually have a texture, which means we will have to separate the hair also if we want to put a texture on it. So when we go to here, well, we don't have separate. We just go to here, do all but the hair. Let's just select the hair. See, everything is selected, so that's good. So now we just save Atlas and just save it to our desktop. Yeah. Alright, so now the reason, of course, we do this for materials, which is pretty good, pretty decent. We're gonna get good performance out of this avatar. But yeah, we're gonna be adding a texture to this. Most of us are probably not gonna be familiar with UV mapping, so I'm gonna make it the easier way, and I'm gonna give you a texture that works and sits well with the hair. But yeah, I mean, it should work with most of the hair that I tried anyway. Should work. But if it doesn't, you can always watch my how to swap hair tutorial if maybe you just want to swap hair. There's thousands of hairstyles you can download from as well outside of Katsu. But anyway, mm, mhm. But yeah, you can also check out other videos and you can add accessories with the blender tutorials I've made with thousands of options that you can add. Anyway, so that's about it. That's all you really need to know. And yeah, key shapes are a little oof. There's way too many, and facial expressions are really difficult to make. I'll show you in the Unity part. But yeah, now we export. Gonna export the model. Gonna take a little bit to export. But yeah, basically I'll see you on Unity now. A little bit of a cut with me putting stuff into Unity. You just click and drag. But I'll show you anyway. Well, see you in Unity. Alright, so now we're in Unity. So you just click and drag the files in the VRM, and this is optional. Mudcaps, these are like the effects kind of thing. Make shiny stuff and all of that, reflection. Anyway, I'll show you later in a bit what it is. So we pop in first our texture. This atlas is the wrong one. So first our atlas, the one we created in Blender. So you want your textures in first. If you don't put your textures in first, your textures are not going to be on your avatar, so you will have to manually put them on. So yeah, give it a little bit of a second. But yeah, you cannot also do any other shaders other than VRM shader that is included with the VRM export file. And Yeah, I'll give you also the texture as well. Okay, magically imported our two hair textures that I forgot. But yeah, um, first thing is first. Extract the materials, make a new folder. Or you can be messy and just import it everything into one. But I'm gonna be slightly tidy. Just slightly. So all of these materials are gonna go off and into your folder to make it easier for us to use them. Now I'm gonna I'm gonna do some Photoshop with these textures. So for your avatar, all you're gonna have to do is take the texture and plop it onto your avatar. Whatever color you want. I'll make some basic colors like pink, blue, maybe a black, maybe a blonde, or you know, I'll make some basic colors with Photoshop or Krita. But I'll show you also how to edit if you don't like my colors that I provided for you for download, also down description. Uh, yeah. Alright, so our materials are out. So the hair are, we're gonna select all of the materials, shift click, and M-tune. This one you wanna do cutout. As you see, all of the black, now it's gone, because we don't need it black. Alright, so here's our model, because you're gonna see like black around the nose and stuff if you don't do that. So this is our model. Um, there's gonna be also problems like see-through textures. We want to put it on off instead of back, because if we put it on front, then the front is going to be missing texture. So that's basically that. If you want to do some interesting things. Alright, so this is the hair color. I'm gonna put it on white and gonna go to assets. I'm gonna get this pink hair. As you see, the texture is pretty good. You can see like all the hair. It's a decent texture. Of course, if you have any artistic skills, you can edit yourself. But yeah, you can play around with the color as well if you wanted to add to it a little bit. But yeah, that's that. Horns. I'm gonna select everything and make everything the lightest it can be. Uh, alright, so madcaps. Now this is where I get my horn effect, as you probably saw in the thumbnail. And we do, oh, that's wrong. We put it in madcap. Alright, so now we wanna go here. Change this to black. You can also play around this value, make it different colors if you want. I'm gonna go with maybe this one. But yeah, you can see if I move my camera around, you can see the shine kinda shines from your direction where you're looking from. It's kind of cool. You can even have golden horns if you wanted to. Yeah, so that's that. Now, the earrings. We're gonna do the exact same thing. Put this on black and put in our gold. Boom, got bling. Uh, it looks like the tongue is also, huh? Well, we did a mistake. But yeah, this would be something you would go back to Blender and separate tongue. But yeah, now we got golden earrings, the golden tongue. Kind of funny. Alright, so next thing we want to do is we want to make this jacket like maybe let's say a red jacket or anything in blue, for example. Uh, go to our, well, I'm gonna be using Krita. Krita is a free program, and it's the closest thing you'll get to Photoshop. Of course, if you know how to do Photoshop, you can use Photoshop and do your own methods. But I'll be using Krita. Since Krita is free, link will be also down below for it, for Krita. Now, here's our jacket. I'm gonna box select from corner to the other corner. You don't have to be too precise with it. Just don't get the other textures, basically. The outside textures don't matter too much. Alright, so because outside texture, all this area won't be affecting your avatar. Yeah. So, click the plus and then go to color. Make like, let's just say blue. Make a darkerish blue. Something like this. Maybe. That looks decent. Where's the anchor? The anchor is for, I think that's the anchor. So we're gonna box select it from corner to corner. And now erase 2. Make it back to the yellowish. And this should be good. You can just save it. You can make any color you want. Make it red. Uh, Box select. There's already box select. B. Oh, add eraser tool on. So this would be a red. So yeah, you get it. That's the easy way to make colors. So now we got a blue jacket from the gray one. So yeah, that's the avatar. So now let's do physics for the avatar. Or should I say, um, put into VRM mode. You can use this avatar for Suva now if you wanted to. But if you want to use it for Lupit, which is what I'm using right now, we need to put it into VRM format. So what we want to do is, oh yeah, first make it humanoid. You make this humanoid. Mm, it's gonna wait a little bit. So the first thing that you're gonna notice when you go into the rig, there's gonna be probably no chest bone. You're gonna need to make sure you put that in. You do not need the upper chest bone. That can be blank. The head, you'll need to remove the jawbone because most likely it's just gonna be a random bone. We don't need any jawbone. Our mouth moves without the jawbone because it's all key shape. Alright, so now we click configure, we click save, name the save or whatever. Save here. Uh, as you see, no chest bone. We're gonna click on our spine bone. It's gonna direct us to the spine, and under the spine is gonna be the chest. The upper chest bone does not need, as I said. And as you see, hair. We have hair connected to our jaw. Disconnect that, and everything else is good. Uh, Make sure she's in the correct T-pose, and yeah, apply. He is all rigged and ready to go. Next thing we're gonna do is hair physics and jiggle physics and whatever else you want. Booby physics, jiggles, all the good stuff. Yeah. Uh, mhm. If this thing will actually hurry up. So when you're doing logical physics, I'm gonna show you all of my settings, what I use. I'm just gonna copy them from my other project. The settings that I use and work for me, they work pretty good. But yeah, alright, now we can export humanoid. So make sure we click on our model, name her Demon Girl. Alright, so I'm just gonna rename her to Demon Girl so she's not gonna be confusing too much. um, what's waiting? But yeah, and time lapses. Alright, so now that we renamed our avatars, we're gonna now click the export humanoid, bottom option, settings, author, Monica, export. Uh, VRM Demon Girl. Gonna save it in here. And this should be not too long. So when you do this, you will get a VRM model. And when we get to VRM model, we'll do two things. We'll do facial expressions, which is what I have, like, all these expressions we can do, and our mouth movement, and our blink. As you see, I'm blinking right now. What else we're going to be doing is our physics, as I mentioned before, and we're going to do collision, so the colliders won't go through our shoulders. Alright, so finally we got the package exported. A quick tip also when you're exporting. Sometimes you wanna not use experimental export, so take it off if your Unity crashes. Sometimes it can happen, sometimes, but yeah, make sure you're running minimum for everything, because this is gonna eat the hell out of your RAM. If you have less than 8 gigabytes of RAM, Unity is gonna struggle a lot. But anyway, um, and it may take you a while if you have 8 or less gigabytes of RAM. But yeah, took me like 10 minutes almost. 3 crashes. Yep, that happened. But yeah, I don't know why this model, but for all the other models it was good. Not for this one for some reason. Alright, so now we're gonna hide our FBX model, the one we got from Blender. And this is our VRM model. Alright, so the first thing we're gonna do is do key shapes. As I explained before in Blender, this is what you're gonna have to deal with. Yeah, fun. Um, that is why I'm gonna do a tutorial on replacing the face with a spheroid face. Because everything else is good, face is not good. Alright, natural, we leave it as is. A. We wanna look for, where is it? These ones. So, as you see down here, this is how our model looks like. This is our A. This looks like more like A. I. And don't worry about the teeth. We'll edit the teeth as well. Well, actually, we could just do it now. The teeth are somewhere down the bottom-ish. There they are. I think that looks good. I. Uh, I. Something like this. I. Now, I. Teeth should be up. This is like an open mouth, so teeth are somewhere here. what are they called again? Alright, I. And then we go to U. So I'm gonna quick time lapse this a little bit just to make it a little bit faster. Alrighty, now we go to the blink. Uh, blink is a little bit difficult. The blink is gonna be like this. Well, not really like this. The eyelashes, where are they? I think they were somewhere in the middle. There they are. So this is how your blink is gonna look like when you blink. And so yeah, it is a little bit difficult to make these expressions. And that's gonna be your blink. Joy. Now, this is where the hard part is. I don't know how to make joy faces for you guys. I tried everything and making facial expressions is yeah, very difficult. So for these, yeah, you can forget about it pretty much. This is why I want to do a second video on VRM, but I'll continue with this for any of you that want to do. But you pretty much get it. You do whatever you want for joy. Uh, blinks. Look up, left, down is useless. No program uses this anyway. Or the ones that I use don't. Lipid does not use up, down, left, right, look. Blink. Or blink left and blink right. I mean, Lipid kinda uses it. Well, I can't really blink with my left. Sometimes my... I don't know how it happens. Blink left and right, but sometimes it happens. It does it. Sometimes it doesn't. But it's pretty easy, self-explanatory how to do this. Yeah, so that's that. Now, physics. Obviously, if we're gonna have breasts like this size, we're gonna need physics. Alright, so now we got the spring bone. This is what we need to make all the magic happen. So, to make that magic, we need to go here in the chest. We're gonna add all of this basically. These are all the, I'm gonna guess, let me just see. Yeah, just basically all the parts of the boobs. So gonna need to add all of these. Alright, I just quickly cut it so you don't have to wait until I put everything in. Alright, so now my settings would be around 0.6. for the stiffness force and 0.8. Now if we click the play button, we're gonna see our boobs jiggle. As you see, jiggle jiggle. So that's how you do jiggle physics in this. You can also copy, paste it as new, put this on 0. And now we do hair. We want our hair to move. So if we go up here and then I think it's on face. There we go, our hair. Alright, so we're gonna put this hair in. Don't put the very first root because if you do, this whole thing is just gonna drop. Something has to hold the hair in place so it doesn't just go to the ground, you know? Because the gravity is gonna be pulling. And if there's no anchor, to the hair, you're gonna go bald. Or you're just gonna have a very stretchy hair. But yeah, mhm. Let's see how this looks like. So just click the play button. And whenever you're in play button, everything you do here gets reset. Alright, that's probably a little bit too jiggly. Alrighty. So let's go here. Change our values. Gonna go up. Maybe like 3. Make it less. That might be a little too much. It might be good. No, that's too much. I'll do like 160. Alright, that looks good. Yeah. I'm happy with this. So, as I probably already mentioned, everything you do in play gets reset. So all of what I did is going to be reset. So the way to counteract this, when you're happy with your result, or if you're not happy, click the play button, everything gets reset. Copy it. Now if you see all the numbers change back. Paste component values and everything is back to where we set it. This is the physics. This is how you do physics. Now, alright, so colliders. How do we add colliders? We write spring and then we get a collider group. Click on head. And there's a big collider. You can move it. And I have to move the collider first. Then you can move the collider. Make the collider smaller. Put the collider a little bit forward. That should be good. Assign the collider to what needs to be collided with. So we go to our collider groups, drag it in, our head bone, head spring bone collider group. And now if we click the play button, we're gonna have some collision probably. Now as you see, when I move the collider forward, the hair goes away from it because it's colliding. The reason we want to do this is so our hair does not go in our skull. So it bounces off the head. So I want to just do it right where it starts to move. Right here. Again, we copy component. Just gonna check. As you see now, if I'm moving like forward, this thing is not going through my skull because there's a collider. Boom. Go to our head, post our values, and there we go. And this is pretty much the avatar. Now, mm, when you do this, you'll have to do it again. So I'm gonna make a new folder called Finish, for example. Click the new model that we have made and edit it. Export humanoid and export. And we go to finished and save. Okay, well, that's how you do things. So, if you have any more questions, I have a Discord also with a modeling channel. There's few talented people, and there's me also. If you have any questions, you can go there, or any questions which down below you can also ask. Um, so yeah, I hope to see you on my next tutorial, which will be using Vroid to replace the face, because honestly, it is really limited with what you can do with this face. It is not op optimal. But yeah, hopefully, uh, that will make it a lot more better. And yeah, hope to see you all next time. Or hope to see you on my Discord or Twitch channel, which I do mostly gaming videos of me playing games, random games. Uh, Soon I'll be starting Iceborne. But yeah, bye bye everybody. Thank you all for watching. Bye bye.